and today we're going to be studying Family Life, Unit 4. Now we're going to be studying lessons A and B, so please turn in your book to the correct page, Unit 4, Lesson A. So what are we going to be studying in Lesson A? Well, we're going to be studying these two things. So, in Lesson A, we're going to be talking about family life using the verbs let, make, help, have, and get, want, ask, and tell. In Lesson B, we'll be talking about immediate family, extended family, and also we're looking at blended family. And the last part in Lesson B, we're going to be describing memories using the past tense, okay? Memories of growing up with used to and would. Now, let's have a look before we start at basically some family activities. So what activities do you and your family do together? Are they similar to these? Let's look in picture 1. So, we've got everybody at a family party there, okay? We've got everybody like the children right up to the grandfathers and grandmothers. Do you do this kind of activity? I'm sure that you do, especially maybe at Songkran. Number 2, okay, well, it looks like mother and father are taking their son and daughter cycling. Do you go cycling with your family? Number 3, they're playing a board game, okay? I like to play board games with my family, all right? Because I'm good at them and I win. But, okay, yes, it's good fun and a good learning activity. Number 4, you can see mother, father, grandmother, and daughter there, and they're watching their boy play football. Do your parents come and watch you play sport? Or did they, rather, in the past? Okay, so let's get started on Lesson A. Now, gripes, family gripes. What is a gripe? Well, it's like a complaint, yeah? When you complain about something, and something that happens often. Now, if we have a look at this, okay, kids gripe about their parents. So, okay, my dad is always telling me to do this. My mum is always telling me to do this, okay? Now, also, we got parents that gripe about their kids, okay, gripe about their children. All right, he's always playing computer games. He never does his homework. Or maybe about the father, okay? He's always sitting around watching TV. He never goes out to exercise or play sport. God, I sound like Donald Trump. And last of all, spouses. That's husband and wife, okay? Spouses gripe about each other. He's always got the remote control. I can never watch what I want. Okay. He's always in the bathroom. I can never get in the bathroom. So, what are some of the things family members argue about? Okay. And also, we've got to add some of our own ideas as well. So, our first one is chores. Okay. Well, I think we all moan about chores. Yeah. You never do the washing up. I always have to do it. Nobody cleans the floor. I always have to clean it. Yes, okay. My wife thinks she's the only one that cleans the house. I do it secretly. School. Okay, parents like to gripe about school, and also kids like to gripe about school. We've always got homework, all every day. Okay, or basically, he You never do your homework. You're always playing games. One thing is sharing things. It's hard to share, okay? Especially when there's one computer in the house and there's one TV in the house, yeah? So it's like, I can never get on the computer. You're always on the computer. And also, like, maybe the TV. I can never watch what I want. You're always watching Thai drama. I want to watch action. And staying out late is another one. I always have to come home at 10 o'clock. My friends are out until 11 o'clock. Why do I have to come home so early? Now, let's have a look at some other ideas, okay? So, we got another one here, okay? People gripe about music, all right? Now, I know that I think my mother and father didn't like the music that I listened to, okay? So, they were like, oh, you shouldn't be listening to that. You should be listening to some nice music. And I'm sure you too, okay? Also, there are things like food, yeah? People eat very different food these days, okay? I mean, 10 years ago, people were eating kebabs? No. Burgers? Not really. Fried chicken? Not a lot. These days, okay, there's a lot of Western food in the actual palate, okay? Pizza as well. Wasn't really a thing 20 years ago. So, okay, I probably eat very different food my to my mother and father-in-law here in Thailand. They're all about rice when I'm talking about pasta and French fries. Television is another thing people gripe about. Okay, we all have different tastes. For me, I like to watch movies and series, okay, and serious stuff, you know, like police and action and sci-fi, where my wife would like to watch romantic comedy or, you know, some kind of talent show or something. Okay, so yeah, television is another thing. Everybody has different taste. Places to go. I like to go to the beach. I like to swim. I like to relax. I like to shop. Whereas some people may like to go to the mountains, to camp, to go outside and go hiking. All right. So there are different tastes. Last one that I looked at is fashion. Okay. I wear clothes very different to my grandparents, my mother and father. Okay. And I'm sure you do too. Ah, you look terrible. You look like a homeless person. So yeah, it can be different, okay? Whereas like a lot of women used to wear dresses and skirts before. Now, you know, it's more popular to wear trousers these days, you know? And good for it. Now then, let's have a look at these people's gripes, okay? Now, we're going to listen to Tom, Marina, and Pedro. They are kids griping about their parents. Then we're going to listen to May, Eduardo. Okay, they are parents griping about their kids. And finally, we're going to listen to Sue and Mehmet, and they are spouses griping about each other. Have a quick listen and let's find out what they're griping about. Here we go.
CD number 2, page 34, Unit 4, Family Life. Lesson A, Family Gripes. 1. Getting started. B. Listen and read the messages on the website above. What problems do the people have? Tom.
I want to go to drama school, but my parents want me to study law.
They're always pressuring me about it. Marina.
My parents won't let me use the car. I have to ask them to drive me everywhere.
Pedro.
My parents won't let me stay out late. I keep telling them not to worry, but they always make me come home before 10 o'clock. It's so embarrassing.
May.
My kids play computer games all the time. I always try to have them do their homework before dinner, but they play games instead.
Eduardo.
My kids never help me clean the house. I can't even get them to clean up their own rooms.
Sue.
My husband never lets me have the remote when we're watching TV. It's so irritating. We're always fighting over it.
Mehmet.
My wife is a backseat driver. She's always telling me to slow down, even though I never go over the speed limit.
Okay, so we saw that Tom, okay, his parents want him to study law, but he wants to go to drama school. That's his gripe. They want him, okay, they're griping about school. Marina says her parents won't let her use the car, so they have to drive her everywhere. So she's griping about the use of the car. Pedro, then, okay, he said his parents won't let him stay out late. He always has to be home early. Then we looked at May, okay. Now she's griping about her kids, and she says she wants them to do their homework before dinner, but they play games instead. That's the way it is. I'm sorry, lovely. So, next, Eduardo. And Eduardo says, my kids never help me clean the house. So his gripe is about chores in the house. Next, we got the spouses. Sue gripes about the use of the remote control. She wants to use a remote too, because she wants to watch her programs. Mehmet says my wife is a backseat driver. A backseat driver is a person who sits in the car and tells you how to drive. Slow down. Turn left. Be careful. Watch out. You're going too fast. Okay. A backseat driver. Telling you how to drive when you are driving. Now our next task is task C. And it says to complete the sentences about the people above. Now we need to add verbs, okay? Remember, verbs are action verbs, all right? Things like do, play, watch, use. Now, we're going to look at 5 different people, okay? So we're going to look at Marina, okay? There's Marina here. We're going to look at Pedro. There's Pedro up here. We'll look at May. Terrible. We'll look at May. May's over here. We got Eduardo. Here's Eduardo here. And finally, Mehmet. And Mehmet's over here. So I want you to listen, okay? I want you to listen, and I want you to fill in the missing words, fill in the verbs, okay? So let's go through them. Marina's parents won't let her blank the car. Pedro's parents make him blank home before 10. May tries to have her kids blank their homework before dinner. Eduardo can't get his kids blank blank their rooms. 5. Mehmet's wife always tells him blank 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 even when he's not driving fast. Right, let's have a listen. Fill in the missing verbs. I'll play it 2 times.
CD number 2. Page 34. Unit 4. Family Life. Lesson A. Family Gripes. 1. Getting started. B. Listen and read the messages on the website above. What problems do the people have? Tom.
I want to go to drama school, but my parents want me to study law. They're always pressuring me about it.
Marina.
My parents won't let me use the car. I have to ask them to drive me everywhere.
Pedro.
My parents won't let me stay out late. I keep telling them not to worry, but they always make me come home before 10 o'clock. It's so embarrassing.
May.
My kids play computer games all the time. I always try to have them do their homework before dinner, but they play games instead.
Eduardo.
My kids never help me clean the house. I can't even get them to clean up their own rooms.
Sue.
My husband never lets me have the remote when we're watching TV. It's so irritating. We're always fighting over it.
Mehmet.
My wife is a backseat driver. She's always telling me to slow down, even though I never go over the speed limit.
Excellent. Let's have it one more time. Fill in those missing verbs. Remember, it's number 4. Number 4 has 2 words. Number 5 has 3 words.
CD number 2. Page 34. Unit 4. Family Life. Lesson A. Family Gripes. 1. Getting started. B. Listen and read the messages on the website above. What problems do the people have? Tom.
I want to go to drama school, but my parents want me to study law. They're always pressuring me about it.
Marina.
My parents won't let me use the car. I have to ask them to drive me everywhere.
Pedro.
My parents won't let me stay out late. I keep telling them not to worry, but they always make me come home before 10 o'clock. It's so embarrassing.
May.
My kids play computer games all the time. I always try to have them do their homework before dinner, but they play games instead.
Eduardo.
My kids never help me clean the house. I can't even get them to clean up their own rooms.
Sue.
My husband never lets me have the remote when we're watching TV. It's so irritating. We're always fighting over it.
Mehmet.
My wife is a backseat driver. She's always telling me to slow down, even though I never go over the speed limit.
Right then, let's have some feedback from you guys using the chat box, okay? So, tell me, number 1, Marina's parents won't let her blank the car. What's the missing verb? Okay, no, all right. Well, it's right by here. Look, won't let me use the car. Number 2. Pedro's parents make him blank home before 10. They make him... Yes, exactly right. Okay. It's right there. They make him come home before 10. Thank you. May tries to have her kids blank their homework before dinner. Very small word. What is it?
Do.
Yes, thank you again, my friend. Okay, only one person out of 33 people is doing this. It's do their homework before dinner. Number 4. 2 words here. Eduardo can't get his kids blank their rooms. Or 3 words if you want to. Doesn't matter. That's right. Okay, thank you again, that person. To clean their rooms. Last of all, Mehmet's wife always tells him blank, even when he's not driving fast. No, didn't get it? He's always telling him to slow down, Got it? Okay, right. Let's put that in there. All right, do you have the same gripes as the one above? Yes or no? I'm sure some of you do, okay? Especially when you're at home, coming in late. Not allowed to do that, I'm sure. Watching TV, I'm sure the remote control is a problem. Right, let's move on to our next part. Grammar. Now, here's an important part for you, something you need to remember when you're doing your quiz and your final exam. Now then, we're going to look at 2 sets of verbs, okay? First of all, we're going to look at let, make, help, have. Then we're going to look at get, want, ask, tell. Now, with these 4 words, let, make, help, have, our construction is let, make, help, have plus object, okay, that can be like a person, okay, me, them, you, us, plus verb, okay. Let's go through it. So, my parents won't let, okay, got let here, won't let me is the object, stay out is the verb. My parents won't let me stay out late. Let's have a look at the next one. Next one we got make. They make me is the object, come is the verb, home before 10 o'clock. Next one we got help. My kids never help me, the object, clean, the verb, the house. My kids never help me clean the house. Last one we have. I have them is the object, do is the verb, their homework before dinner. Okay, you get the idea, yeah? Now let's look at get, want, ask, and tell. Now, it's a little bit different. So, get, want, ask, tell, plus object, it's the same. But this is where it differs. Plus to, plus verb. Okay, so our verb has to have to play, to watch, to clean. So let's go through our first word, get. So I can't get them is the object, to clean up their rooms. My parents, okay, now let's look at want. My parents want me, the object, to study the verb, law. My parents want me to study law. Next word we have ask. I have to ask them, okay, which is the object, to drive me everywhere. And last one we got tell. My wife is always telling me, the object, to slow down. Okay, so remember that, all right? So here we got L, M, H, H. Okay. And what do we have? With no to, okay? So, no to. Here we've got G, W, Gret, want, A, ask, T, tell, plus we'd always need to, okay? Try and remember it that way to help you. All right, now please remember, don't use to with let, make or have, okay? It doesn't work. They make me come home before 10. Just a moment, there's somebody at the door. Sorry about that, it was the postman. So we don't use to with let, make or have. They make me come home before 10 is correct. Not, they make me to come home before 10 o'clock. Now, one thing is the exception, okay, is the verb help. You can also say, help me to do something, okay? This is much less common though, okay? It's not often used. Can you help me to clean the rooms? Can you help me to wash the car? Okay. But you can also say, can you help me clean the rooms? Can you help me wash the car? So we can use it with to as well. Right, okay. Now it's time for tasks. So let's see if we've learned anything. Let's go over to the next page. And look, they've basically given us verbs, okay? The first one is done for us. Now you can see here. That the first one, we've got the verbs got and let, okay? Now we can see over here, we've got let here, and of course we don't have to, and get here, but here we have to. Now, if we look, okay, we look at the sentence, when I was a kid, my parents never me walk to school by myself, okay? Now, if you have a look, okay, there is no to before walk, okay, here. So we know that we need to use let, okay, because we have verb, object, verb, okay, but there's no let me to walk. All right, doesn't work. Let's have a look at the next one. Let's see if you can do this one. My parents made me blank to bed. Now we got go or to go. Oh, sorry, wait a minute. Let me get rid of that. They're doing it wrong. My parents made, okay, as in made me object. What do you think? Shall we go with go or to go? Let's have a listen. My parents made me go to bed at 8 o'clock. My parents made me to go to bed at 8 o'clock. Now you can see here there is no to. What do you think? Go or to go? Exactly. Well done. You're absolutely right. It's made me go to bed because there is no to between made and me. Hey, now let's have a look at the next one. So, next one, we've got the two verbs, okay? Make, which is up here without to, and get, which is down here with to. So, let's have a look. My mother couldn't blank me to eat fish. I was a picky eater. So, what do you think? My mother couldn't make me to eat fish? Or my mother couldn't get me to eat fish? Now we have to. So with to, we have to use get. Okay. Let's have a look at our next one. So our next two verbs are use and to use. Oh, so the same verb, okay, but one with to. Let's have a look. Now here we've got let and me. So we got it here. So what do you think? My brother never lets me use his computer, or my brother never lets me to use his computer? Well, if you see up here, okay, yes, you're exactly right. All right, let's is up here and no to here. Okay, sorry, let's go back there. There is no to here,
Me.
okay? No to here, so it must be use.
Use.
Now our next one, okay, number 5 is we have our two verbs, want and have, okay? So we got want here and have here. Now let's have a look. My parents blank me to spend more time with them. My parents want me to spend more time with them, have me to spend more time with them. Exactly right, okay. As you can see, it has to. So we have to use want. Excellent. Well done. Okay. My parents want me to spend more time with them. I should, but I'm too busy. Next two verbs we got are get and to get. All right, so basically goes in here. But let's have a look at the sentence first. My dad's always telling me get more exercise, or my dad's always telling me to get more exercise. What do you think? Get or to get? Of course, look, it's get, so it must be to get. Yes, because you guys have to. Okay. And also, it's got the word tell. Yeah. Which is up here again. Okay, right. Next one. Our next one is number 7. And our two verbs given are, we have, out of the way, we have and we have get. So let's have a look. We got have and get. Okay, as you can see, have is right here and get is right here. I always blank my husband make breakfast on the weekends so I can sleep late. Okay, so my husband, object, verb, make. So, what do you think? I always have my husband make breakfast. I always get my husband make breakfast. Now you can see there is no to here. So which one should we use? Should we use have or should we use get? Exactly, okay. Because we don't have to here, okay. If we add to here, I always get my husband to make breakfast. Yes, okay, possible, but we don't have to. So I always have my husband make breakfast. Excellent work. Okay, you're getting the idea. Now, next one we got, okay, are two verbs, and they are get and help. As you can see up here, okay, get is here, but help is up here. Let's have a look. Their parents, okay. Clean. So this is the object, okay. This is the verb. And as you can see, there is no to here. So I think kids should get their parents to clean the house, let their parents clean the house, or I think kids should help their parents clean the house. You're absolutely right. Spot on. We should always help our parents clean the house. Last two now. Okay. Now we've got to be or be. Now here we've got, they say they want me. Okay. So they want me. Now, what do you think? Should it be want me to happy, not rich. Or my parents always say they want me be happy, not rich. Yes, exactly. Because they have want here, okay, it automatically, we have to have two with the actual answer. So, there you go. My parents always say they want me to be happy, not rich. I don't know. I would like to be rich. But anyway, let's look at number 10, last one today. And we have the two verbs let and have. And as you can see, okay, let and have are in the same group, okay? But let's look at the actual grammar of this, okay? The meaning. So, I usually let my parents know. I usually have my parents know when I'm going to be late. What do you think? Do you let your parents know or have your parents know? I usually let my parents know when I'm going to be late. I usually have my parents know when I'm going to be late. Which one do you think? Okay, no, yes, okay, good. All right, I've got an answer. You're absolutely right. You let people know, okay? When are you going out? I will let you know, okay? Are you coming to the party? I'll let you know. All right, wonderful work, okay? Please remember that. Please remember the rule, okay? So, let, make, help, have, plus object, plus verb. But, down here, get, want, ask, tell, plus object, plus two, plus verb. Remember, LMHH, no two. GWAT, have to. All right, excellent work, guys. That's fantastic. Now let's get on with the next part. So we're moving on now to listening and speaking. Reasonable demands. Now, I know that parents want you to do things, okay? Now, let's have a lead for the list of demands that parents make on their children. What other demands do parents make? Let's look at number one. My parents want me to get married and start a family. Slow down, okay? I'm only young. Okay. Now, also, my parents want me to study a subject I'm not interested in. Very common, okay? When people are studying, they want to study with their passion, not something that makes practical sense. My parents want me to work in the family business. This can be good, yeah. Depends what the business is, okay? Maybe the business is long-haul trucking. That would be absolutely boring, all right, and dangerous. Or maybe it's emptying septic tanks, people's poo. I don't want to do that. Or it might be something quite good, selling sports cars or something. My parents want me to change my appearance. Yeah, okay. Many parents want children to change the way they look. My parents want me to call them every week. Every week. I'm lucky to call my parents once a month. My parents want me to my parents want me to move near them. Well, okay, one thing I know, don't live too near to your parents, as they'll be round your house every goddamn day. Now then, We're going to listen to 5 people talk about their parents' demands. Now, if you look at the above, we've got 6 demands. But we're going to listen to 5 people. Number the demands they talk about 1 to 5. So what I want you to do is I want you to listen and say, oh, number 1 said wanted to call them every week. Or number 2, they wanted me to get married. They wanted to get married. Or number 3, they want me to work. They want me to change my appearance. Okay? So, number these 1 to 5, okay? Have a listen, then we'll get some feedback. All right, everybody, I'll play it 2 times. Listen.
Page 35. 3. Listening and speaking. Reasonable demands? B. Listen to 5 people talk about their parents' demands. Number the demands they talk about above, 1 to 5. There is 1 extra. 1.
My parents have their own company. You know, they sell all different kinds of bottled water, and they want me to get involved in that and be part of it. Like, my mom wants me to learn more about bottled water and everything. I'm not really into it, but Mom says she'll teach me all about it when I finish college. She really wants me to work with her.
2. I'm an engineering student. School's good, but it's pretty difficult, you know? I mean, I have classes and then I work part-time too, so I never seem to have much time for anything else. My parents are always complaining because they don't see me very much. I mean, they get me to go home for every holiday, but they also want us to talk more on the phone, like once a week too. 3.
I really have to do some thinking about what I'm going to do with my life. You see, I want to see the world before I get a real job. I've never really been anywhere, but my parents have always pretty much let me make my own decisions. Like they didn't make me go to college or anything. The only thing they worry about is that I won't find someone, and they won't have grandchildren. You know, that I'll never settle down and have kids. They're always telling me to think about the future.
4.
My parents are trying to get me to go back to Toronto. They really want me to be closer to them. They're getting older, you know, and don't want me to live so far away. When I visit, they have me fix things around the house and help out. So, yeah, it'd be good to be like an hour's drive from them or something. I told my mom I was thinking of moving, and she said, "Oh, great. I'll help you find a nice apartment near here." And I said, "Mom, I don't mean I'm going to be your neighbor."
5.
I'm in a rock band, you know. I play the drums. We perform almost every weekend at clubs around town. It's fun. My parents are okay with it. After all, they paid for my music lessons when I was a kid and made me practice too. But they don't like how I look. I mean, my clothes and long hair and everything. They just don't think I dress well, so they're always trying to get me to change the way I look.
Here it is again.
Page 35. 3. Listening and speaking. Reasonable demands? B. Listen to 5 people talk about their parents' demands. Number the demands they talk about above, 1 to 5. There is 1 extra. 1.
My parents have their own company. You know, they sell all different kinds of bottled water, and they want me to get involved in that and be part of it. Like, my mom wants me to learn more about bottled water and everything. I'm not really into it, but Mom says she'll teach me all about it when I finish college. She really wants me to work with her.
2. I'm an engineering student. School's good, but it's pretty difficult, you know? I mean, I have classes and then I work part-time too, so I never seem to have much time for anything else. My parents are always complaining because they don't see me very much. I mean, they get me to go home for every holiday, but they also want us to talk more on the phone, like once a week too. 3.
I really have to do some thinking about what I'm going to do with my life. You see, I want to see the world before I get a real job. I've never really been anywhere, but my parents have always pretty much let me make my own decisions. Like they didn't make me go to college or anything. The only thing they worry about is that I won't find someone, and they won't have grandchildren. You know, that I'll never settle down and have kids. They're always telling me to think about the future.
4.
My parents are trying to get me to go back to Toronto. They really want me to be closer to them. They're getting older, you know, and don't want me to live so far away. When I visit, they have me fix things around the house and help out. So, yeah, it'd be good to be like an hour's drive from them or something. I told my mom I was thinking of moving, and she said, "Oh, great. I'll help you find a nice apartment near here." And I said, "Mom, I don't mean I'm going to be your neighbor."
5.
I'm in a rock band, you know. I play the drums. We perform almost every weekend at clubs around town. It's fun. My parents are okay with it. After all, they paid for my music lessons when I was a kid and made me practice too. But they don't like how I look. I mean, my clothes and long hair and everything. They just don't think I dress well, so they're always trying to get me to change the way I look.
Okay, so we've got some feedback from that. Now then, I want you to tell me which one was number one. Which one was number one? Was it number one, number two, number three, number four, or number five, or number six? Which one was number one? Deafening silence. No? Okay, well, I can tell you it was number three. Which one was number two? Was it number one, number two, number four, number five, or number six? Oh, okay. Spot on, yes. Wants them to call them every week. Which one was number three? 1, 2, 4, or 6? 1, 2, 4, or 6. Which one is number three? Yes, it was get married and start a family. Which one was number 4? 2, 4, or 6? The longer we take, the longer the lesson. 6, you're exactly right. Wants them to move near them. Okay, last one. Number 5. Is it 2 or 4? Number 5. 2 or 4? It was 4. You're absolutely right. To change his appearance as a drummer. Excellent. Okay, let's move on to lesson B, family memories. Oh, we're going slow today. It's much faster yesterday. Now, listen and read the article. What memories do these people have?
Page 36. Lesson B. Family Memories. 1. Building vocabulary and grammar. A. Listen and read the article. What memories do these people have?
Happiest memories. We asked people to send us a photo and write about their happiest childhood memory. My happiest memory is of my great-grandmother. She always used to keep candy in her pockets, and she'd always give us some when we came to visit. My dad used to tease us and say, "Grandma, don't give them any candy." But she did anyway.
All my aunts and uncles used to come over for Sunday dinner, and there were always about 12 of us around a gigantic table. My cousins and I would crawl under it during dinner and play. I'm an only child, so it was nice to be part of a big extended family.
My sister and brother-in-law used to live next door. I'm only a little older than my sister's kids, so I kind of grew up with my niece and nephew. I used to go over there a lot, and we'd play together. I was their favorite aunt.
I used to love playing basketball with my 4 brothers. I grew up in a blended family with 2 stepbrothers and 2 half-brothers. After my parents got divorced, my father married a woman with 2 sons, and they had 2 more kids together. Anyway, the 5 of us used to play on a team, and we would always win.
Okay, so we listened to 4 people's different memories. Now, let's look at Rosa from Guadalajara in New Mexico. Her memory was that her grandmother used to give them candy and her dad used to tease them. Now, Vasily from Russia, okay, St. Petersburg in Russia, he said that his memory was his family had dinner together every Sunday and he'd play under the table with his cousins. Then we had Haruka from Sendai in Japan. Now, she was a very young aunt and used to play with her niece and nephew, and her memory was that she grew up with her niece and nephew and played a lot and was their favorite aunt. Finally, we had Justin from Vancouver in Canada. His memory was he used to play basketball with his brothers and stepbrothers. They played on a team together and they'd always win. Okay, so that's the memories that we got from there. Now, let's have a look next at completing immediate family, blended family, and extended family opposites. So, first of all, let's look at immediate family. So these are people like immediate, straight, close to you, okay? Close family. So we got father and mother. Now, next we've got sister and what? Sister and cousin? Huh? No, it's taking a bit too long. Sister and brother, okay. Next we've got husband and what? Husband and okay, nobody's joining in. It's husband and wife. Next one we got daughter and what? Daughter and no, it's daughter and son. Okay. Next, stepfather. Stepfather and answer. Stepmother, stepsister, and stepbrother, stepson, and That's right, stepdaughter. Well done. Half sister and half brother. Okay. Now let me explain to you what a stepfather and a stepmother and a stepbrother and a stepsister and a stepson and a stepdaughter is. Now, if my mother, okay, if my father leaves, okay, and my mother marries another man, he is my stepfather and I am his stepson. If my stepfather has a son or a daughter, then, okay, they are my stepbrother and stepsister, okay? Now, half-brother and half-sister. If my stepfather has a baby boy and a baby girl with my mother, okay, then they are my half-brother and half-sister, okay? Because they have the same mother as me, but a different father. Half-brother, half-sister. Now let's look at extended family. Great-grandmother, and of course, great-grandfather. Grandfather, and of course, grandmother. Can anybody tell me this one? Aunt and what? Aunt and... Anybody? That's right, exactly. Aunt and uncle. Now, cousin. Look, look now, okay? Cousin can be a boy or a girl. So cousin is just the same, a cousin, okay? She's my cousin. He is my cousin. Now then, let's look at, okay, our next one. Niece. Now, if you are an aunt and uncle, okay, it means that you're my mother's and father's brother or sister, okay? So, my mother's brother, okay, that's my uncle. And I am his what? Okay? A girl is a niece, yeah? So my sister is my uncle's niece. For a boy, okay, it's a nephew, okay? Nephew. Now, brother-in-law, and of course, sister-in-law. What are they? Well, my wife has a brother, okay? Now, because we are married by law, all right, he is my brother-in-law, and my wife has a sister. She is my sister-in-law. Now, let's look at other expressions. Only child, okay? I only have one child, all right? She's 10 years old. She is an only child. She doesn't have any brothers or sisters. But if you have brothers or sisters, these are called siblings, okay? If I ask you, do you have any brothers or sisters? I can also ask you, do you have any siblings? Same thing, okay? Yes, I do. I have one brother and one sister. Now, fiancé, all right? Now, if you say, if you're a woman and you're going to marry a man, you'll say, he is my fiancé, okay? He is my fiancé, this one here. So that's the one for a man. But if you are a man going to marry a woman, okay, you say, she is my fiancée. It's the same pronunciation, but different spelling. Can you see? It has an extra E here. So when you write it down, my fiancée, okay, with one E for a man, my fiancée with two E's for a woman. Okay, so there we've learned all about immediate family, blended family, extended family, and other expressions. Okay, let's move on to the next part with underline all examples of used to and would or apostrophe D contraction, yeah, which we use with pronouns. We would, we'd. Okay, can you see that? We would, we'd. Okay. You would, you'd. I would, I'd. So let's find these in here now. So let's read through. My happiest memory is of my great-grandmother. She always used to keep candy in her pockets. And she'd always give us some when she came to visit. My dad used to tease us and say, Grandma, don't give them any candy. But she did anyway. Now let's look at the next one. Vasily, St. Petersburg in Russia. All my aunts and uncles used to come over for Sunday dinner. There were always about 12 of us around a gigantic, very big, gigantic table. My cousins and I would crawl under it during dinner and play. I am an only child, so it was nice to be part of a big extended family. Haruka from Sendai in Japan. My sister and brother-in-law used to live next door. I'm only a little older than my sister's kids, so I kind of grew up with my niece and nephew. I used to go over there a lot, and we would play together. I was their favorite aunt. Last one is Justin from Vancouver in Canada, and straight away he says, I used to love playing basketball with my four brothers. I grew up in a blended family with two stepbrothers and two half-brothers. After my parents got divorced, my father married a woman with two sons, and they had two more kids together. Anyway, the five of us used to play on a team, and we would always win. All right, so underline those, okay? Now, in our second part of the question, we are asked, okay, we are asked here, are these activities and situations in the past or present? So are they in the past or present, people? Past or present? no answer. They are actually all in the past, okay? Now, our next one. Are they finished? Or do they still continue? So, are they finished or do they continue? Finished or continue? No? Okay. Well, I can tell you these things don't happen anymore. They are finished. So they are in the past and they are finished. Okay, so let's move on to our next part. Okay, a bit of grammar for us. So using used to and would. Now, used to is used for two different things. We can use used to for regular activities or situations in the past that don't happen now. Okay, so we can use it for regular activities in the past, situations in the past. So, regular activities, let's go through them. I used to go over to my sister's house a lot. Okay. So, there's a situation, okay? My mother used to keep candies in her pockets. There's a situation. The five of us used to play on a team. There's an activity. Now, if we have a look at would, or apostrophe D, they are only for regular activities, okay? Only regular activities. So these are all activities. I would play with my niece and nephew. She would always give us some. We would always win. Now for our next part, okay, we're going to look at negatives and questions with use to. And they are far less common. So, before I liked pop music. I didn't used to like jazz, but now I do. Okay? What kind of music did you used to like? Okay? Because it's already in the past. Did. What kind of music did you used to like? I used to like. And don't use would for situations in the past, okay? It doesn't work. Now, if you see here, okay, my sister used to live next door, okay? We can't say my sister would live next door. Now, please don't use used to talk about your routines in the present. It must be in the past. I used to skip lunch, but now I usually have a sandwich. Not now I used to have a sandwich. And also, people often begin a story with used to and then continue with would, okay? So when you're making a sentence, please start with used to, then follow with would. Okay, let's move on now. Now what we got to do is we got to make our own memories, okay? What do you remember about growing up? Well, I'll start a few, but you have to make your own, as I don't know your memories. Okay, so the first one is done for us, okay? So what we got to do is, what family memories do you have? Complete each sentence and add a sentence with would. So let's have a look. Number one, my family used to go to the beach in the summer. Now here's our would sentence. We would go almost every weekend. Okay, so there's the activity there. This is me now, okay? I want you to write down your own ideas. So my mother used to make blank for us. Well, I remember my mother, she used to make cookies for us. Okay, they were delicious. I loved them. What flavor did she make? What activity? Well, she would make chocolate chip and oatmeal flavor. Ooh, okay. Now, that's me. What did your mother used to make for you? My mother used to make fried rice for us. My mother used to make fried chicken for us. Then we can add a would sentence, an activity. My mother used to make fried chicken for us. We would eat it and watch TV. Next, my brother and I used to play, or my sister and I used to play. Please pick one. So for me, my brother and I used to play tennis together. He was very good at tennis, so the activity is he would always win. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to actually make your own now. So, here, I'll help you a little bit. Number 4, my family used to watch on TV. My family used to watch Monkey and Dog on TV. Lingapma, remember? My family used to watch Monkey and Dog on TV. And let's add a would sentence. We would laugh so much. Okay? We would laugh so much. My family and I used to watch Monkey and Dog on TV. We would laugh so much. My family and I used to watch The Voice on TV. We would argue who is the winner or who is best. Number 5, I used to see my aunts, uncles, and cousins. Now here we can have a time, yeah? I used to see my aunts, uncles, and cousins every Songkran. Okay, I used to see my aunts, uncles, and cousins every Songkran. Now let's add a would, okay? I used to see my aunts, uncles, and cousins every Songkran or on Songkran. We would eat, drink, and talk, okay? We would eat, drink, and talk. Number 6, my grandparents used to take me to, my grandparents used to take me to the toy shop. My grandparents used to take me to the swimming pool. My grandparents used to take me to the mall. So, let's add a would question. My grandparents used to take me to the toy shop. They would buy me a new toy. My grandparents used to take me to the swimming pool. They would play with me in the water. My grandparents used to take me to the mall. We would sit and have lunch. Number 7, my family always used to on Sundays. My family always used to stay home on Sundays. My family always used to go out on Sundays. So let's do a would answer for this. My family always used to stay home on Sundays. We would watch TV and eat food. My family always used to go out on Sundays. We would drive the car to Bungtalua. Number 8. My parents didn't used to. Okay, we got a negative one here. Not very common. My parents didn't used to stay home on weekends. My parents didn't used to go out on weekends. So let's have a go. My parents didn't used to stay home on weekends. They would go out and eat food. My parents didn't used to go out on weekends. They would stay home and watch TV. All right, so you get the idea, yeah? Make your own, please. I don't know your memories, so I can't let you copy. Last one, okay, today, used to. So, when we use used to, we also kind of reduce it, okay? Listen and repeat the sentences above. Notice the reduction of used to. Here we go.
Page 37. 3. Speaking naturally. Used to. A. Listen and repeat the sentences above. Notice the reduction of used to.
We used to visit my great-grandmother.
I used to play with my cousins.
You hear that? You know, it's a reduction. Used to. We used to visit my grandmother. We used to play with my cousins. Let's have a go at the next one, okay? B. Now listen and repeat these sentences. Come on, join in with me. I used to love jumping rope. I used to hate spinach. I used to be afraid of spiders. We used to have a cat. My sister used to tease me a lot. Let's have a listen, okay? And repeat.
Page 37. 3. Speaking naturally. Used to. B. Now listen and repeat these sentences. 1.
I used to love jumping rope.
I used to love jumping rope.
2.
I used to hate spinach.
I used to hate spinach.
3.
I used to be afraid of spiders.
I used to be afraid of spiders.
4.
We used to have a cat.
We used to have a cat.
5.
My sister used to tease me a lot.
My sister used to tease me a lot. Okay, so we've learned a hell of a lot today. What have we learned? Well, today we've learned all about talking about family life using let, make, help, have. Remember, no to. And get, want, ask, and tell. Have to. In lesson B, we talked about our immediate, blended, and extended family. And finally, we describe memories of growing up with used to and would. I used to work at St. Mary's. We would teach there for 20 hours a week. Okay, right, so that brings us to the end of the day. All right, now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the actual speaking test, okay, and go through it and what we're going to be doing. So bear with me as I open this up. Now, when is our speaking test? Well, okay, it's right down here. As you can see, on Zoom, all right? So our speaking test is here. And it's live on Zoom. So the 22nd of June is your speaking test, okay? Please make sure you are in this classroom. Now, if you have a look at your SUT e-learning, okay, on this page here, it has your timetable. Everything you need to know on what you're studying for every week. But also, it has more information as well, especially on the actual exam, okay? All right, I hope you've all done Unit 1, yes? Okay, good. Conversation. Now, you might want to know, well, what questions are we asking? Well, exactly that. So, if we click on group conversation questions, it'll take us straight through, okay, to the questions we will be asking. Now, let's go through the questions one by one. Before we do that, okay, let me just write this to you. So, there'll be 4 of you in a group. Person 1, person 2, person 3, person 4. Our first question, okay, number 1 will ask, hi, how are you? I'm fine, says number 2, and then ask number 3, and you? I'm great. See, these are reflexive questions, okay, they reflect. Number 3 asks, what about you? To number 4. I'm fine too. And number 4 speaks to number 1. And you? And number 1 says, I'm fine. Next, number 2 says number 2. Okay, so number 2 says this one. What's your name? So he asks the person, what's your name? It's Tom. What about you? It's Meg. And 4 asks number 1. And you? It's Jill. And number 1, number 2. How about you? It's Jemima. Now, next we're going to be asking, where are you from? Okay, well, number 3 now asks, where are you from? Number 4 says, I'm from Chonburi. I'm from Nakarajasima. I'm from Rayong. And then 4 asks, how about you? To number 1. I'm from Nakarajasima. Number 2. What about you? I'm from Jaipur. And number 3, 2 asks 3. What about you? And 3 says, oh, I'm from Loy.
How about you?
And so on, so on. So you keep swapping the questions round. Now, let's have a look at some of the other questions. So where do you usually go on holiday? I usually go to Maypim in Rayong. It has beautiful water and it's very quiet. Do you go with? I usually go with my wife and my daughter, okay? Small group of us, and have some fun there. Number 6. What do you do there? I tend to like sit on the beach and read a book, maybe scan my phone, go swimming, and eat out at restaurants. Number 7, what's your favorite place to travel? I think probably I like Rayon really the most because it's close enough. You know, I can drive there, and it has a very beautiful coastline, and you know, Maypin the water's clean enough. What's your favorite place to travel? Okay, done that. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would it be? I'd probably go somewhere like probably LA in California just to see what life is like there. Why would you go there? Well, it's Hollywood. It's got Universal Studios there. It's got a lot to do. Okay, and also they got some really nice beaches in LA too. If you could do anything, what would you do? Probably learn another. Sorry, probably travel around the world. Yeah. Okay. I really like to do that. Just try and go to nearly every country. What's the best experience you've ever had? Probably bungee jumping was the best experience. Okay, because you feel like you're flying. Okay, and it's just an amazing, scary but an amazing experience. Number 12. What's the worst experience you've ever had? Running out of petrol in the middle of nowhere. I mean, no one around. No petrol stations, no houses, just forest, trees, and grass. What would you like to be when you're older? Rich, I think. I'd like to be rich when I'm older, so I don't have to worry about money. If you had an unlimited amount of money, what would you do? I would probably get a place in like Dubai, or possibly, someplace. I don't know. Yeah, probably Dubai, something like that. Okay. Now let's have a look at the next ones. Okay. So next one is his family life. So our first 3 questions are pretty simple. Okay. Hi, how are you? What's your name? Where are you from? Question 4. Who do you live with? I live with my mother, my sister, my brother, and my grandmother and grandfather. What jobs do they do? My grandfather and grandmother are retired. They don't work anymore. My father is an engineer. My mother is a housewife. She takes care of the house. And my brother is an engineer with my father, and my sister is a student. What did you used to do in the evenings? My family, well, I used to maybe sit outside, eat, and take in the night air, and probably watch some TV and eat food. What did you used to do on the weekends? On the weekends, we would normally go maybe shopping at the mall, hang out, and meet different people. What did you do for fun? For fun, a lot of the time I would hang around with my friends and stuff, and for fun with the family, probably playing board games and stuff. That was a lot of fun. What do you do when you go home? When I go home, well, I miss my family a lot. I don't see them because I'm at university. So when I go home, I like to just, sit around with them and talk about things, what's been happening, and catch up. Who is your favorite in the family? I'd say it's my uncle. Yeah, my uncle. He's really good. Why are they your favorite? He's just funny. He's always funny and just forever making me laugh. Yeah. And also, he helps me out with money sometimes too. What do you miss about your family? I miss just seeing them, but mostly I miss like the home cooking. The food here in university is not so good. I miss like proper authentic food. What do you miss about your family? What do you not miss about your family? I don't miss having to come home early. Here at university, I can just, go home when I want, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. But, your family, you have to be in on time. Where would you like to go with your family? Probably like to take them to the beach, yeah? Because they don't go to the beach much. Spend like a week there just chilling out. Okay, now, those are your questions. Now, let's have a look, okay, at which group you're in. All right, so we've looked at the questions. Now we're going to look at which room you're in, okay? So if we click on this, all right, then we can find out which room we're in. Now, as you can see, okay, I've got the names here of all the students, and it's basically student 1, 2, 3, 4. You're in room 1. 5, 6, 7, 8, you're in room 2. And over here, room 1, FL, family life. EX, experiences. Then room 3, group 3. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12. You're in foreign languages. Okay, so you get the idea. When you join our Zoom class, you'll find lots of breakout rooms. Join the correct room, okay? So group 1, you're in room 1. Group 2, you're in room 2. Group 3, room 3. Group 4, room 4. And so on, so on. All right, so make sure you know which group you're in, okay? Now, as you can see over here, I'll read for you. Right by here. The group conversation will be done live in the classroom using the Zoom application. You'll be put into breakout rooms. Please join the correct room number you have been allocated, so make sure you know your number. The questions used have been given to you below. Okay, so you can see the questions below. Please make answers for yourself. The topics are experiences and life and family life. Please check on the which room am I in sheet to see which topic you are doing and which room you're in. All right, so that brings us, okay, to the end. If you don't know what you're doing, here are 2 examples of a group conversation. We're just going to do this on Zoom. Okay, thank you everybody. It's great to be here. I will see you all next week, okay, for Unit 4, Lessons C and D. Okay, everybody? Now, if you need ask any questions, please let me know, okay? Any questions before I go? Anybody need to ask anything? Okay, no, it seems everybody knows everything. If you have any questions, please use the Line app to contact me and I'll try and answer your questions. Okay, everybody, thanks for coming today. Got through a lot and did a great deal of work. I will see you all next week. Have a great day, have a great weekend, and goodbye, everybody.